Hey there, welcome to Main Street Living. I am Cheryl Nelson.
Hey guys, I'm Quincy Carr.
And I'm Danielle Alvari.
You guys, it's my favorite season. I love autumn, and you know from previous shows that I love pumpkin patches. But do you have any guesses what else I like to do in the fall?
Something to do with the changing of the weather that changes things.
Mm.
Mhm.
Danielle?
Something pumpkin spice flavored.
Ooh, those both sound fabulous. In fact, I brought a couple pictures to show you. One of my favorite things, Quincy, you nailed it. I love to leaf peep. And yeah, that's what we call it, leaf peeping. You're going out
What?
and looking for the changing
I
colors.
remember this last year, Cheryl. You
Yeah,
told us you were a peeper.
well, not that kind of peeper, but I am a leaf peeper. I'm going to be doing this again this year too. But there's just something about seeing the changing colors as a meteorologist. I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. So this picture was taken in upstate New York. And my other favorite thing, while I do love pumpkin spice and everything nice, I also love college football. I'm a Penn State alum. So
Oh
I love
wow.
going to Penn State games. Of course, COVID kind of ruined that last year, but I am going to a game later this fall.
I hope it goes
Quincy,
well for you, Cheryl. Been a tough break for Penn State so far.
we were doing so well too until recently, but hopefully we'll come back at it. Quincy, what about you?
Yeah, well, sure. While you're going to games, I remember when I was on my first cruise ship gig, and I went up to Alaska. It was a cruise to Alaska, so we went through a lot of cities in Alaska, including this one. That was Ketchikan. That was I think Skagway, and then there was another one. Was it Janu? Yeah. So it was
Juno,
weird. Yeah, Juno,
Juno.
Janu. You know, I'm a Texan, so I just say it the way I feel like it. But it was fun because it was kind of fall-like, but it felt like it was wintertime. But it was a really cool sights to see, including some glaciers and stuff. So
Oh, that's so fun.
yeah.
Alaska is one of my favorite places to go visit. And Danielle, I bet yours probably involves some kind of food because I know you love to be in the kitchen.
Okay, that's embarrassing, but yes.
That's I meant that
I
in a
love
nice way. You like to bake.
I love to bake. I actually recently had my mom come for a visit, and so that's nice because I like having someone to bake for. So I got to bake this apple pie. I always make a lattice crust. This is kind of an ugly
Ooh,
one, guys, to be honest. So
that's
don't
fine.
judge me on this
It's
one. But
beautiful.
it was delicious, and my mom ate more of it.
I
And I
want
also,
one.
yeah, I know, Quincy, we're
Ooh,
gonna
what's
overnight it.
this? What's this?
That I was painting pumpkins recently. I love painting them because I just feel like they last longer than if you carve them. My ones from last year that we carved just rotted instantly. So
Oh,
we pulled names and we had to pull an adjective and a noun to decide what pumpkin to paint. And I got
yeah.
scary fish. So
You
here it
are
is.
so, oh my gosh, you're so talented. And we've got a lot of talented guests on today's show, guys. In
Yes.
fact, we're going to talk about how one company is giving back and learn about a scientist turned triathlon.
That's right. And the LGBTQ Pride Parade celebrates 40 years, and one talented artist partners with his local brewery.
That's right. And October means Breast Cancer Awareness Month. See the pink there, Quincy. And it also means Oktoberfest right here on Main Street Living. Welcome back into Main Street Living. It's the season, guys, for cool, crisp nights and warm, sunny days. It feels like fall. It's the perfect time of year for a meteorologist or maybe for Oktoberfest.
Ooh, meteorologist, check. Oktoberfest, yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. In fact, a huge festival is coming up soon in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Tonja Carrigg is here to tell us all about it. Welcome to Main Street Living.
Thanks so much. Glad to be here.
Tonja, the Linde Oktoberfest in Tulsa is one of the 5 largest Oktoberfests in America. So for people who have not been there, what can they expect?
Well, they can expect a lot, and we are one of the top Oktoberfests in the nation. And people who have never experienced Linde Oktoberfest will find something for everyone with many layers, including entertainment, music, authentic dining, food, so much for everyone, every age.
It sounds like so much fun.
That's right. And Tanya, you just spoke about the music and the entertainment. Of course, now I understand you attract some pretty interesting groups from Europe, huh?
Absolutely. This festival has prided itself on bringing people from Europe, bands from Europe, since 1979. And that really adds to our endeavor to share the culture of Oktoberfest. And we bring in so many bands from across the nation and then from Europe that often we're referred to as a music festival.
Mm.
Ooh, so there's music, and of course, a festival is not a festival without food. So, what are some of the food items people can expect there, and are there any fan favorites?
There are fan favorites, and all of our vendors really strive to be as authentic as possible and to offer items that really they're titled in German names that are kind
Mm,
of fun to say, hard to say, and I like schnitzel. Who doesn't love
yes.
schnitzel? Kartoffelpfaffen.
Ooh,
The
what's that?
Kartoffelpuffer is one of my favorites. It's a potato pancake,
Oh,
and
yum. Okay.
and even our local pizza vendor, Andolini's, they offer an Oktoberfest pizza that, of course, has bratwurst on it.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. And it's for the whole family, correct?
Absolutely. We have an entire large tent dedicated to children's activities called our Jugendzelt. And we have a Glockenspiel. It's a large 2-story cuckoo clock. Kids
Oh,
love to watch it. Thousands gather beneath it. We throw swag and goodies and souvenirs from the top of that. And then all the way until 1 a.m. at night, we
wow.
offer a Euro disco, a Bavarian Euro disco that the young folks love, love, love. It's a sight to see.
Oh my gosh, I love to party till the wee hours. So that
I
sounds
know.
perfect for me. And you mentioned the cuckoo clocks because I know that they are big in Germany. What is the connection there? How come they're so popular?
Well, there is a large cuckoo clock in the square there in Munich. And
Mm.
that is one that is very active. It's a focal point there. And for us, the Glockenspiel and the volunteers who run that are um, they're all about the authentic. They bring
Yeah.
Schuhplattler dancing,
Yeah.
and they perform every hour on the hour at our festival. And they come to us from Ohio.
Oh, wow. So it's perfect that you have the clock there so you know when it's coming up.
That's
Yeah.
right. They ring the bell and they come out with an exciting new skit and performance, and the crowds just go crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And we could see that picture that you have hanging behind you over your right shoulder. It is giving us a great example of just the visual. But what's the schedule of the festival?
I'm sorry, the schedule of the festival?
Mhm.
yeah. When's it going to be? So people can mark their calendars.
Hey, mark your calendars. The festival activities and programming actually begin early on October 19th with some private ticketed events. And then officially the festival kicks off with opening ceremonies on Thursday, October 21st, with an opening parade, a ceremony, parade of the brewers, tapping of the first keg, and all kinds of fun things.
Yeah,
Oh.
and Tanya, like this festival is more than just about having fun. It's also about giving back to the community. I understand. Can you tell us about the money you raise and how it helps?
Certainly. Tulsa Oktoberfest is a nonprofit, a 501c3, whose mission is to benefit river parks, the trail system here along the Arkansas River, and to, of course, produce the festival.
Mm.
So through the years, and since 1979, this festival has donated proceeds from the festival to benefit this park system.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Well, we here at Main Street Living love a good party. We love it when we get to give back as well and help the community. So, where can our viewers go to learn more information and get involved? Because we're going to book our trip for next year. If we miss it this year, we're going to go next year.
Yeah.
Well, there's still time to book for this year for October 21st through the
See if I can get a plane
24th.
ticket. I'll have to check into that.
Do it or drive. People are calling from all over. And TulsaOktoberfest.org is where you'll find all the information about us, or just give us a call. Our phone number is on the website.
That's right. That's right. And people can also get tickets online as well, or they can get them at the gate.
Online is the way we're going this year. So all the packages, everything you'd like to know about the festival is right there at TulsaOktoberfest.org.
All
Awesome.
right. Thank you so much. Have
We'll
fun.
see you there.
Yes.
All right. Well, Cheryl, up next, we're going to continue giving back as we get to know a group of people who are caring for our neighbors in need. So stay right there. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Quincy, Danielle, for many people, events of the past 2 years have made it difficult to afford even the most basic things like food and shelter.
But it's great to know that there are lots of people in our community who are willing to go out of their way and help where they can.
That's right. And one program in El Cajon, California is Building Hope for the Homeless. Let's take a look.
To be homeless means that you've lost your community. Most homeless people on the street, although they're all huddled together, one tent after another tent, they're not in community. They're actually worried about the guy next door to them or the gal next door to them stealing from them and taking all their goods. East County Transitional Living Center, also known as ECTLC, is a community where we take homeless people off the streets and bring them into our community. We serve a little over 400 people, men, women, and children every day who were formerly homeless and now are in our residential programs. We work them through the program, we get them jobs, we get them back into life. We teach them basic things, hygiene, when to get up in the morning, how to do a 40-hour week. Most homeless people, if you gave them a job, they'd fail. They wouldn't have the proper tools to be a good employee or to become an employer.
They're not just talking the talk, they walk the walk. Every single day they show up against all odds, finding people that are in the worst shape, in the worst condition, the worst possible time of their life, and then taking the time and energy to find the humanity in that human being and turn them around.
We have every class you can imagine as far as anger management, substance abuse, health, even banking. We have GED preparation, we have GED testing. We even have community college and whatnot that they can get into. What we do here is we give them the opportunity for on-the-job experience. When we send them out to contractors or send them out to office work, send them down to Jensen Meats, Petco, wherever we send them, they are getting work therapy training. In their work therapy training, they're learning how to report to a supervisor, how to become a supervisor, how to be a good employee. We take no government funding for anything. 85% of the revenue that's generated to operate the facilities is all derived by the program members themselves. One of the most important things that we have in our business model is our relationships with our community members. Subaru of El Cajon has been a tremendous partner.
It's important, I think, for not only Subaru of El Cajon, but everybody to help organizations like East County Transitional Living Center, because they're literally doing the work that so many people can't do. They are taking people off the street, they're teaching their kids, they're finding them jobs, they're finding them places to live. They are literally transitioning someone from nothingness to a life full of joy. And if that's not something worth giving about, then I don't know what is.
One of the things you don't want to do, and I know it's tough to hear, you don't want to enable a homeless person to remain homeless, which means go feed them. You're really not loving them by enabling them to stay in the position that they're in. So if you're out there and you see a homeless person and you want to try to help them, give to your local charity.
Wow, Danielle, Cheryl, one thing I like about giving back is hearing people say stuff like, if you're out there and you see a homeless person, you should definitely give to your local charity to help them out. And a big shout out to Subaru of El Cajon for being a part of this whole effort here.
Yeah, they're really stepping up there, doing a great job. And if you would like to learn more about the East County Transitional Living Center, go to their website, ectlc.org.
And you know that you got to stick with us here on Main Street Living. We love to keep you guys informed and abreast of everything. You're going to love this very unique art form next.
Hey guys, welcome back to Main Street Living. Now, ladies, it is October, which means amongst all of the fall colors, you're probably seeing a lot of this, a lot of pink being worn, right?
It looks good.
Absolutely. You wear it well, Quincy. And of course, pink is in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which draws our attention to this terrible disease that continues to impact 1 in 8 American women. Jenean LaCorte has a passion for art and helping others, and she has found a way to help some breast cancer survivors. Welcome to Main Street Living.
Thank you for having me.
So you launched Restorative Tattoo. Tell us all about it.
So Restorative Tattoos is not your average tattoo shop. I specialize in only doing 3D nipple tattoos for people who have gone through mastectomy and scar camouflage, which is basically tattooing skin tone into your scars so that you camouflage it from view. The scar is still there, but you don't see it.
Wow. So kind of, can you walk us through the process on how that works?
Sure. So someone would contact me. Most people either hear from me from doctor referral, word of mouth. But the breast cancer community is a small community, as large as it is. So word of mouth tends to carry a lot. But so someone would contact me, tell me what their needs are. We would come in for a consultation. During the consultation, I'd go over what their specific needs are, whether it be 3D nipple tattoo, scar camouflage, or a combination of both. And what I do for that is we figure out size, placement, if we're talking about areola tattoo, and I help them pick the color and the placement, and I try to give them choices because cancer really doesn't. And then I add in all the shadow and highlight to truly make it as realistic as I possibly can.
Wow.
This is really life-changing for a lot of people who probably thought they couldn't have something like that again. What inspired you to start this?
Well, what inspired me was my brother-in-law's sister. We've been close friends for many years, and she was diagnosed in her late 20s. And as she was going through the various steps of breast cancer, when it got time for her to look into nipple tattoos, I was very intrigued because I'd never really known about it or heard about it or even really known that there was a need. But as she was telling me about it, she was telling me how hard it was for her to find someone who could actually make a tattoo that looked realistic. And I've been a lifelong artist, professional artist for over 20 years. And hearing that, I said, oh, maybe she's just not looking in the right places. So I started researching it myself, and she was right. There was a lot of bad work out there. So I said, well, this is just going to be me learning a new tool. Wow. I'm going to do this because people deserve better.
Absolutely.
So I found an institute that was run out of Penn Medicine. It's called the Solar Institute, and took classes there and trained and opened up shop. And I have been loving it ever since.
Oh,
What amazingly rewarding work that you're doing here. Is restorative tattoo only for breast cancer patients, or who else can benefit from what you do?
So no, strictly speaking about the areola or nipple tattoos, you can also, that also appeals to not only women going through breast cancer, but also men. Oftentimes we don't think of men when we think of breast cancer, but it is something out there, and it is something that is rising. But there's also the trans community. Sometimes when you're making that transition, you might need more womanly nipples, or maybe you need them to look more like a man's. And I can help in that aspect as well. But then also with scar camouflage, I'm able to help anyone with a scar. So it can be from surgery, it can be from an accident, burns. I've been able to help a handful of women with self-harming scars. That's also been very rewarding. But yeah, anything that leads to a scar, as long as it's gone lighter in color, I can usually help them out.
oh my gosh. Never even thought of all of this. And how are your tattoos impacting the lives of your clients? I mean, I'm sure you've heard from them after the fact.
Oh yeah, it's life-changing. You know, women especially tell themselves they don't need something. It would be vain if I wanted that or to make that change. But I mean, literally missing a nipple, I mean, that's part of your anatomy, that's part of your body, and it's not vain to want that. So for so long, they've kind of put themselves in a place where they say they don't need something, and yet it affects every part of their day. I mean, what's the first thing you see when you get up in the morning? It's your body. You're getting dressed. And so the first thing in their mind is, I've had cancer and this is something I'm living with. So if I can give them a realistic looking tattoo where it fools the mind for just even 5 minutes that morning, then I've done my work, you know, because it's something else that reminds them that they've had cancer. And then when you're talking scar camouflage, I mean, if you've got a big burn scar, you know, somebody always asks, what happened to you? Well, not every story that leads to a scar is one that you want to repeat. Same with self-harming scars. So you can really get a boost to confidence and self-esteem and moving back on there with your day and feeling more whole and regular again.
Wow.
Absolutely. So how can people help with your cause here?
Well, one of the ways that people can help this month is there's this great company called Desert Harvest, and they make this product, which I was already using before this, called Relivium. And Relivium is it's an aloe-based product that's got lidocaine in it, is also to help relieve pain. But anyone who buys that product this month, they're donating 25% of their sales to help me cover the cost of patients who can't afford nipple tattoos or scar camouflage.
Wow. You're just doing such incredible work.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you joining us today. You really are making miracles happen.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And before we go, by the way, where are you located?
I'm located in Hampstead, North Carolina. It's right here on the coast. So if you have to travel, you can see the beach. But it's a great community, and I just hope to help as many people as I can.
Amazing. Amazing work. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, Cheryl, that's just, I think especially as a woman, it's just touching to know that someone's out there doing that and making those people's lives better, just a little bit better. So
those little changes do so much for confidence.
Absolutely. So stick with us though. You know that here on Main Street Living, we're not really into labels, but we're kind of into this next one.
Hey guys, welcome back to Main Street Living. Now, ladies, there are so many amazing and talented people in this country, and we're about to hear one of them.
That's right. So artist Sean Dominguez grew up in San Diego riding waves and creating surf art. So when he got the opportunity to combine both of his passions with beer, it turned into a career path he never dreamed of. Check this out.
The last painting took me about a week. This one I just started yesterday, actually, but I still got a long ways to go. Well, the reason I paint outside is natural sunlight. You know, it shows the colors in its true form, and then as the sun kind of moves around, you get a different feel. This one is going to be a new beer for Lost Abbey.
Way back in 2005, one of our owners had this idea for a brewery that's kind of Lost Abbey that never had its home, and we created the Lost Abbey. So the goal is, you know, we have this cross, and if you look closer at the cross, it has all four elements of beer. So yeast, water, grains, and hops. The Lost Abbey in general is a premium brand, so we wanted to make sure that the art that was being conveyed was premium as well, and that's why we use Sean for all the art on the Lost Abbey, because he's a great artist.
Tommy had this idea of labels with like fine paintings on them. So he wanted the beers to really have an elegant feel to it, classy, kind of give it a little more style to it. Took off from there. Each beer had a story behind it.
We tried to tell the story of that beer, the front being very, very art focused.
There's definitely a theme in every one, so we're trying to capture that theme like a story. One thing though is about Lost Abbey is all the paintings are basically kind of start off more biblical based, kind of like Old Theme Testament and stuff.
He's a great artist, he's super talented, and we pretty much just have to give him an idea of what we want, and he creates magic, and he's done it with tons of different mediums, and yeah, he's great to work with.
A new beer for Lost Abbey. It's called Exile. It's when Adam and Eve get kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and God sends down the angel with the flaming sword, and I'm going to have him right here eventually. And then Adam and Eve walking into the dark, and this would be basically light green and everything, and this is like God kind of taking everything away as they're leaving.
I mean, the label is huge because it's got to tell the story of your entire brewery in a passing glance, which is extremely difficult. That's why you make a dynamic label, so it catches people's eyes. Coming up with the name of the beer is hard enough, but then coming up with what you want art-wise, luckily Sean is as talented as he is, so we can just make up something and go, can you do this? And 9 times out of 10 he can, and does it quite well.
Wow, guys, one of the best things that we get to see here on Main Street all the time is people combining their passions. And I did not know you could combine art and beer, but here we are.
Yeah, it's so true, and it's so cool to see that level of talent come together.
Yeah, it's so neat. And you can check out the latest label art at lostabbey.com. Well, stay right there. We've got a lot more coming up on Main Street Living. There's a big Pride Festival planned in November in Phoenix. Learn more about that next. Welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Quincy, while many of us think of June as Pride Month, the time to acknowledge and learn more about the LGBTQ plus community, the folks in Phoenix, Arizona are gearing up for their annual celebration in November.
That's right. We have Jeremy Helfgott here to tell us what they're planning for this year's Pride event. Welcome into Main Street Living.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
So tell us, the Phoenix Pride Parade, it's coming up November 6th, and you're going to be celebrating your 40th anniversary. What is planned for this year's event?
Yeah, this is an incredible milestone. It's our 40th year, as you mentioned, which is really exciting. This is also going to be our first festival and parade in 2.5 years because of the pandemic. So we're looking forward to bringing our community back together, and we are plussing it out for our 40th. We've revamped our VIP ticket holder experience. We have top-notch entertainment on board, and we are looking to have an incredible crowd. We're expecting more than 50,000 people at this year's event, with more than 12,000 spectators at the parade. So this is going to be big and very much an exciting moment.
Yeah, I can see, it looks like you're going to have the festival running on both November 6th and 7th. Can you tell us a little bit about the events and the entertainment that will be a part of this year's festival?
Absolutely. The festival takes place at Steel Indian School Park in the heart of Phoenix with more than 60 acres of festival space. So it's going to be a huge event. We have incredible entertainment lined up. Our Circle K Festival main stage is going to feature performers on Saturday, Melanie Fiona and Neon Trees, and then headlining Sunday night, Deborah Cox and Jody Watley. So we've got some exciting entertainment lined up. Our Club Poppy produced Latin stage, which is brought to us by Tito's Handmade Vodka. We've got incredible lineups there as well. Horoscopos de Durangos on Saturday, as well as RuPaul's Puerto Rican Drag All-Stars. We've got RuPaul's Drag Divas on Sunday. It's going to be an incredible festival lineup, plus a lot more beyond the entertainment. Booths representing local businesses, local organizations. We have our health and wellness marketplace that's going to include on-site COVID testing as well as vaccinations. We have our bistro stage, which will feature community performers, some spoken history. It's really going to be an event for everybody and family friendly. We have our kids space, so the entire family is welcome.
Nice.
Amazing. I'm getting a little bit of FOMO here. So are the parade and festival only for people who identify as LGBTQ, or is that plus stand for +1? What is it, an event for everyone?
This event is for everybody. We are always thrilled to welcome a score of our allies from within the community. It's friends, it's family. Oftentimes, it's people who may not be familiar with the LGBTQ community, who might not know the culture or the history or really have an understanding, who are coming to explore the first time. But what's really significant about these events is that they are safe, they are welcome, and they are open. Anybody can come, be who they are, express who they are, and feel comfortable doing it. And that's why this is such a big deal for our community who've been waiting 2.5 years to have this moment to come back together in a place where everyone can be themselves.
Yeah,
Love
and it's
that.
interesting because you touched on the experience and a lot of what's going on. But for the viewers that have not attended this kind of event before, what is the atmosphere like at the parade and the festival? I know there's got to be an atmosphere.
In both cases, the atmosphere is one of celebration. Our theme this year is celebrating 40 years of fortitude. We're really going to be feeling all that we have accomplished in the last 4 decades in Phoenix, a city which now provides protections for the LGBTQ community. We are protected based on sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression. Even though the state of Arizona doesn't offer those protections, we do have those in the city of Phoenix. So we're going to be celebrating that progress. Also looking forward to some more work we have to do as a community. But I will say this, it is going to be colorful and expressive. You will see more colors and more rainbows than you will anywhere else in Arizona that weekend, I guarantee you. And it's really a good time with so many people there and so much open space. People meet new friends, people get to reconnect with old friends, and the entire time, it's just an atmosphere of fun.
Well, I know you mentioned that this event is for everybody. Can you talk a little bit about why it's so important to have the whole community involved in this event, whether or not they identify as LGBTQ?
Absolutely. One of the missions of Phoenix Pride is to engage our community, but also our allies. And that's a big part of what has been the growth and acceptance of the LGBTQ culture over the last 4 decades in the Valley in Arizona, and really nationwide and around the world if you look at it. I always like to talk about the legacy of prominent gay rights leader and politician who's gone, Harvey Milk, who used to talk about the significance and the importance of people sharing their identity, of coming out. Because once other people know that they have friends, they have family, coworkers, neighbors, colleagues who are identifying as LGBTQ+, it makes it a lot harder to attach a stigma to people who you already know and have an established relationship with. And we find that it's a big way to change minds. So we're happy to welcome everyone in, to share what the community is about, and to give people that exposure and understanding so they can join the community and be allied with us.
Yeah, and that you are doing, you're welcoming everyone. How about the tickets? Do you need one to attend? Is it free?
The Pride Parade is free and open to anyone, and again, all ages friendly. We have people lining 3rd Street in downtown Phoenix between Thomas and Indian School Road, which is right up the route. Come and attend. The Pride Festival does have admission. Tickets are not high given the entertainment. They start as low as $30 on up to the $150 full VIP experience for the weekend, which I mentioned. We're doing it lakeside this year. There's a huge lake in the middle of Steele Indian School Park. The VIP setup is going to be right there with its own entertainment, hosted by RuPaul Drag Race All-Star Ginger Minge throughout the weekend. So there are lots of opportunities to attend, whether you come with general admission, come VIP, or even if you just come to check out the parade and decide maybe you'll check out the festival at a later time, you'll be welcome however you choose to celebrate with us.
So where can people find that information, or if they want to get tickets?
All of the information, as well as ticketing, is available online at phoenixpride.org. Again, that's phoenixpride, one word, .org.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And you guys definitely continue to be safe out there and just enjoy.
Have a good anniversary, 40th anniversary, exciting times.
Thank you. And as we say, happy Pride.
No problem. All right. Well, Danielle, while the LGBTQ community is bringing about change, others are changing the world with science. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back into the show. You know, here on Main Street Living, we are just not ready to end our celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month quite yet.
That's right. So we introduce to you Michael Rodriguez, who reached for his dream and pursued a career in science. Now he's making a huge impact in the field and on the world. Take a look at this.
Even as a kid, I think running was always the thing that I enjoyed doing the most. I work at Janssen, Research and Development, which is part of Johnson & Johnson, and I am a scientist there. So I primarily work in immunology, biology, and drug discovery. So my work entails very early on research in terms of medications or potential medications. Even from a young age, science always interested me. It was always something that I had a passion for, just a natural, curiosity. And I wanted to just understand how things work. That's sort of the nice thing that I like about science. It's very collaborative. I mean, we're all building on other people's work. So we're always researching, we're always learning more, and that's the exciting thing about science. I mean, your work never really stops. Once you think you've learned everything you can, there might be something new coming around the corner. I think that fits in exactly with what we call the credo, the Johnson & Johnson credo. The main purpose of all the work that we do at the company, it's primarily for the patients, for the communities. I was born in San Diego, and my parents wanted us to be born in San Diego as a U.S. citizen, to have opportunities here for later on in life, but they wanted us to be close to our roots. I grew up in Tijuana, and that was literally 20 minutes away from where I was born. I had the opportunity to move between the two countries without any issues and basically have that culture that Mexico has to offer, which is very rich, very community-oriented. I feel privileged to be in the situation and to be in the position that I'm in with the group that I'm in. I learned about what an Ironman triathlon was. And at first I thought it was just insane. I was like, there's no way that's humanly possible. I'll just train for it and I'll sign up and see what happens. And then in 2014, I managed to complete my first full Ironman triathlon. It reminds me so much of science because no one's going to just give you the answers. I mean, the whole point of what we're doing is we're achieving and we're trying to solve things that haven't really either been thought of before or haven't been able to get done before. You have to have this tenacity to keep going after it, keep digging just a little more and see what you can uncover and how can that be useful to achieve what you want to get. My family, friends, and professional career, everything sort of lined up in one place. So I just recently got married with my husband, Ryland. It's been a joy to just be with him and then with Max, with his son. And just we're all one big happy family, and it's my wish for the future. I want to continue doing the work that I'm doing, be able to bring options for people and help communities, future generations basically achieve their goals too. We all had childhood dreams of doing something, so being able to at least get one of those and continue doing it and pursuing it right now as my full-on professional career, it's exciting.
Wow, ladies, running the Ironman triathlon, I'm at best 100-yard dash. I'm done.
I'm working on like a Pillsbury Doughboy couchathon myself.
You guys are so funny. He's pretty impressive. Triathlon and scientist. He's got it going on. And speaking of going on, stick with us. Stay here because we've got it going on. More Main Street Living next.
Welcome back into Main Street Living. Quincy, Cheryl, I've already been brainstorming for my Halloween costume. I'm very excited. Are you guys excited?
Kind of, sort of.
Ooh. Well, what are you going to be? Are you going to tell us?
It's a surprise.
Of course. Oh, man. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet. I got to do some digging. Quincy?
I feel like I'm just going to be happy. Hint, hint.
Oh,
Hint,
that's
hint.
cute.
Yeah, I'll just be a happy person for this Halloween, just depending how next week goes.
And speaking of that, you can catch us on the Cox Contour app, can't you?
Oh yeah. You can definitely do that.
And also new episodes of Main Street Living Mondays, 9 p.m. local time. So make sure you join us then as we take another stroll down Main Street.